Boredom and Volkswagen looking at this 2019 Golf GTI Rabbit Edition. So the GTI, when it started out, the Mark I GTI's wheelbase was much closer to the size of this little Fiesta's wheelbase is now. It was about 83 inches. This is, I believe, 85 inches in wheelbase. Now, the GTI has like a 103-inch wheelbase. It's gotten quite wider, so it's gotten fatter and bigger, just like me. I was born in 1984. The GTI came to the United States as a 1984 year model, so the fatness has slowed me down. Has it slowed this down? To answer that question quickly, no. This little thing sounds great and performs great. It's got enough horsepower coming from this 2.0 liter turbocharged engine. It's got 228 horsepower and over 240 foot-pounds of torque. And that's really helping with how much size and weight that this car has gained. Now, I need something to help me out with how much size and weight I have gained to keep me performing well. Volkswagen seems to be very, very keen on keeping this hot hatch hot and really what people want that are looking in this segment. They haven't really strayed that far from what works. Keep it simple, but make it a blast to drive. And they do that so well. Everything in here is pretty simple. This one is the Rabbit Edition, which is pretty rare. You will get a plaque and a signed certificate of authenticity. That's a mouthful. Certificate of authenticity from Volkswagen that's signed by like CEOs to prove that you have this limited edition GTI. It is so much fun to drive. When the turbo comes on, it's just so good. This car is painted in what they call Cornflower blue, and it is, I think this is the choice color for this car. It's so good. It really stands out. The red accents really, really pop on it, and the black wheels and really make this whole color pop. I really love just the slight styling cues on this car. I love how the red comes through the headlights and across the grille. And then the spoiler. I love the deck lid spoiler back there. It's got like a little lip on top of the spoiler, and I think it looks really good. And the problem with this car is you can't seem to stop getting on it. The sound it makes, the surge from the turbo is so much fun. But to kind of get back to what I was saying, the simpleness that the Golf GTI is really makes, they've stayed true with it. The gauges are simple and easy to read. The dash is simple and easy. They've stayed true with the golf ball shifter. I love everything about that. I also really like the interior on this car. The plaid, I think, looks really good. It's still a throwback to the old GTIs. I think Volkswagen really gets it when it comes to their hot hatch segment. They really know what their consumers want. They know how to keep it lively, but also throw back to what people back in the day remember, what really they enjoyed about the old GTIs. Other car manufacturers have ruined some of their great names, like Mitsubishi. They've ruined that Eclipse. It went from okay to awesome to and then bad, and then now it's a crossover. What are you doing, Mitsubishi? Volkswagen isn't doing that. Volkswagen is keeping the GTI awesome, keeping it fun and lively, and they're doing such a good job at it. I actually just did a little more research. The first model year in the United States was the 1983 GTI. So we're close in age, but the funny thing is that 1983 Rabbit GTI, it had 90 horsepower and 105 foot-pounds of torque, according to the information that I found. So this has more than doubled the horsepower and torque from its origination in the United States, which is awesome. It just shows that still, once again, Volkswagen really knows how to keep their audience interested in their hot hatch. And I love it. But remember, the big thing about the GTI back in the day was it handled so well. So how does this handle now that it's gained so much weight and so much size? Yeah, it's got the power, but can it still handle and be just as thrilling to drive as that original GTI? All right, handling. Let's get down this road. One thing too, I guess I don't really care for is the pedal box. Surprisingly, it's difficult to heel toe. Now, back to that question. Does it handle well? Does it inspire confidence in the corners? Now, this is wet. It is wet out. It's properly wet. And this front diff, the tires spun and it pulled tighter. It didn't push with the tires spinning. How is that even possible? See, I just tried to do a heel toe there, and it really didn't do what I wanted. But it's because I'm in the wrong gear too. So, man, when the turbo comes on, you can't complain about this, how this car handles. Now, if it was dry, I'd be able to push even harder, but it's not dry, sadly. And it just, how does it do that? How does it do that? How does it pull into the corner tighter? It's wet, and it's pulling tighter in the wet. I don't get it. I don't. It's so good. It's so good. So yes, it's bigger, it's fatter, it's older, it's matured, but it's still a riot. That's all you need. That's all you need is that smile. As far as looks, I absolutely love how the GTI looks. Everything looks really, really good about it. The styling is subtle, simple, clean, and at the same time, it has a little bit of an aggressive look to it. I really love how it looks in this blue. It's just so striking. And Volkswagen has always done a really good job at making the GTIs look a little bit more edgy and a little bit more striking, but this color just really brings it to life. I love looking out the hood, and it's raining today, and the little beads like glow that blue. It looks really, really cool, and it's just, I love the fact that this has the LED headlights. They do a cool little dance when you start. I mean, this car has a lot of cool features, and for being a special edition, this Rabbit edition. So I really, really love how it looks. I love the little spoiler on the back. I like the twin exhaust. Yeah, looks-wise, very, very good. I think it's arguably the best-looking hot hatch on the market. All right, so overall, what do I think? I love it. It's a great, fun little hot hatch. It really is. Volkswagen has done such a really good job at keeping this car fun, at keeping the GTI what I think people really want it to be. Fun, practical, and it's exhilarating. I'm so impressed with how this thing did down the windy roads in the wet. I was just blown away by the fact that the tires would start to spin a little bit and it would actually still pull you in. It wouldn't push. I'm sure you could get to the point where it would start pushing, but at the level of spirited driving that I was doing in the wet, I was expecting it to push, and it didn't. It did really well. So the handling is awesome. The driving is really, really fun. The only thing that I can really complain about is the pedal box. The heel toe for me is difficult. I have yet to get one. Every time I try to roll and get that throttle blip, I can't get enough over there without really jamming too hard on the brakes. So it might take a little practice, a little bit more to get comfortable with for someone who owns the vehicle. But for me, I couldn't really get it dialed in. But everything else I love. I love the color. I love this package. This rabbit package is really, really cool too. I'm super impressed with this car. This is gonna sound weird, I like this better than the Golf R. And I'll explain. The Golf R to me in stock form is a little too soft. This is perfect for what it is, for being a GTI. It's enough hair on fire, it's enough relaxed, it's got such a good balance. I think the Golf R is a little too soft for what it is. Now you mod one, do a few things to it, then it becomes what I think it should be in stock form. But this is awesome, this is great. It's got a good amount of power. It's just, I love it. Like, I'm surprised at how much I like this car. I drive a Mustang, a 5-liter Mustang with 435 horsepower, and this is a blast. Like, I love how much fun this car is. It's a different realm than what I own, but it's still a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. So I want to give a big, big thank you to Vorderman Volkswagen here in Fort Wayne. Go give their website a look. They're also a APR dealer, which would really, APR stuff would make this thing even more fun. Go check them out. And thank you for watching. And also, please check out our podcast. We have a podcast that we post typically on Tuesday mornings. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. You can see these videos typically on the Auto Show on Roku and Amazon streaming device. So check us out there. Yeah, find us on Instagram, Carguments on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook as well, where we try to get people involved with the podcast. Thank you again for watching. Give us a like if you like the video, and please subscribe. We're getting close to that 3,000 mark. Thank you again. Have an awesome day.